Hi, welcome to the introduction for the SWIFT feature, Strong LEA School Relationship.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Dan. Let's get started. Recall that this domain is one of 5 evidence-based concepts that, when implemented together, transforms teaching and learning for success of all students. The inclusive policy, structure, and practice domain has 2 features, Strong LEA School Relationship and LEA Policy Framework. Today we're going to explore Strong LEA School Relationship.
Strong LEA School Relationship is about 4 big ideas. First, this feature is about the supportive, reciprocal relationship between the school and its local education agency. Second, it is about having a shared understanding of needs, both needs related to district practices and building practices. Third, it is about ensuring the structured opportunity to learn about facilitators and barriers to implementation so planning can be devised to address needs. Fourth, it's about regular communication to the school board about SWIFT feature implementation and outcomes.
The research support for this feature focuses on us understanding that a strong and supportive relationship between individual schools and their district is critical for sustainable reform. The focus for our attention becomes how to combine funding streams to the benefit of all students while ensuring full legal protection of students' rights and attending to the broader district leadership functions related to climate, focus on instruction, database decision-making, and collaboration. Integrated systems of education dynamically serve and support all students' learning needs through combined funding streams like IDEA, Title I, and ESEA, while ensuring full legal protection of student rights. Student outcomes improve when districts create a climate for change, focus on instruction, make decisions based on data, and foster collaboration. A strong and supportive relationship between individual schools and their districts is critical for sustainable school reform.
So, how are we going to create or strengthen a strong LEA school relationship? Let's unpack these 5 practices that are recommended to get us started. Practice 1. Develop a district-based team to monitor and support SWIFT features. Practice 2. Schedule opportunities for district personnel to attend school-level meetings. Practice 3. Provide district-level professional learning opportunities to address school needs related to SWIFT features. Practice 4. Develop a process for identifying and removing barriers to schools' implementation of SWIFT features. Practice 5. Regularly communicate to the school board about fidelity of SWIFT implementation and outcomes related to SWIFT features.
So if we go back a little bit and unpack Practice 1, the first thing we're going to want to do is develop a district-based team to help monitor and support SWIFT features. This should include district administration, school administration, and school leadership team representatives. A broad representation equals a broad reach and supportive opportunities.
Let's look at Practice 2. Schedule opportunities for district personnel to attend school-level meetings. School-level meetings could include database planning meetings and leadership team meetings. Schools can create opportunities for district personnel to learn alongside them by inviting them to leadership team meetings. Such invitations allow us to understand how schools facilitate the process, understand school successes and areas where the schools continue to examine and explore, and how different perspectives are brought to the table. Schools may consider inviting district personnel to database planning meetings so they can understand firsthand how they use data to understand and strengthen our efforts. We may consider asking them to join our planning efforts as they may make connections across schools that could be beneficial. Schools may consider asking district personnel to observe classroom instruction and intervention. In one school, they included the district resource specialist as part of their walkthrough team. The leadership team asked for this, and it was a very positive, supportive process. She also offered to take classes over if more teachers wanted to be a part of the walkthrough process. It's important that district personnel attend school-level meetings regularly. We suggest at least monthly.
Practice number 3. Provide district-level professional learning opportunities to address school needs related to the SWIFT features. Use needs assessment, data, and stakeholder input to inform district-wide professional learning. You should also develop a process for schools to request specific professional learning to target needs identified during SWIFT implementation. Part of developing a strong district and school relationship will result in understanding needs in a way that positions the district to be responsive and creative. Swift school needs are such that all schools in the district may benefit from district actions. For example, recently a few Swift partner schools identified and asked their district for professional development in the check-in, check-out positive behavior intervention. Not only did Swift schools choose to participate in the professional development learning opportunity, but staff and members from other schools in the district attended also. Another area to think about is how schools work to include their districts in creative thinking around how to support a learning opportunity that would not be offered otherwise. For example, video conferencing can allow teachers across the district or even the state to connect and work together on common goals. In one metropolitan area, several districts created their own video conferencing to talk about common needs. This highly engaging day was so beneficial to all involved that the districts agreed to rotate hosting the gathering on a regular basis.
Practice 4. Develop a process for identifying and removing barriers to schools' implementation of SWIFT features. Use data to identify barriers to SWIFT implementation. Part of the process of identifying and removing barriers to implementation is using data to capitalize on the deeper understanding of schools' needs. Think about data that can be used, how often, and how to ensure we build a climate of trust and respect that it will enable an open, honest, and safe opportunity for dialogue around the data. Also, develop a process for gathering information from the schools about perceived barriers to SWIFT implementation. Also, you should monitor SWIFT implementation to better understand and tackle and remove barriers that emerge.
Practice number 5. Regularly communicate to the school board about the fidelity of SWIFT implementation and outcomes. Share school-wide and district-wide fidelity and outcome data. Compare changes in fidelity data to student outcome data. And finally, ask students and families to share about their experiences. When talking and brainstorming about strategies that will help with this SWIFT feature, consider how to elicit from school or governing board members what they want to know more about. Consider asking families and students to share their experiences, or at the very least, that some of their comments and stories are related to the board. Consider how to keep the school and district vision in front of them by regularly sharing progress toward it with bright spot stories and implementation data.
So we just covered 5 practices that are good launching points for creating strong district and school relationships. Let's debrief as we think about districts and schools. Together, you can discuss the following. Why is creating a strong relationship between schools and districts important? Discuss what strengths are already in place at your school. What opportunities for growth may be available? Then, use this information to set goals and next steps.